Well, I don't know. But I know one thing. I don't know a lot. But I know an interesting knife when I see one. Yeah, I've always been a fan of the Flavio Ikoma designs. And this is another one. I've had this for a few months and haven't never put it up on my channel. Just kind of waiting for the right time or just hadn't got around to it. And I grabbed this, like, see, I got intrigued by, the fossil, which was sent to me by a viewer as a free gift long ago. And I did this and the outrage. And he says, keep one of the two knives just as, gift, whatever. My gift to you, Merry Christmas or whatever. And so I kept this one and sent him back the outrage. And baby, let me show you something else from that same knife designer. God, really? Jeez. Is it that tough to get it out of a box? Man, I'm hurting. Okay, so this is the CaRu Fex. And it's, I got it crapped up. Of course, it's satin blade. So here we go, right? Do your house cleaning right on camera. I like this. I did a review on this, and I still love this knife. I'll tell you what. I will always have one of these. And, they're just out there generally for sale right now. So it's not like, they're tough to get. No, you can get one anytime you want. But this is the best thing CRKT has done with a pocket knife. I can... as far as I'm concerned, actually the high-end hijinks that they did, but that was made by Lion Steel, I think. Titanium, frame lock that they had. I had one of them for a while. Grabbed it real cheap off of eBay on secondary market, but gave it up for a while. In any case, this one, that was the hijinks. So I think that was a Ken Onion thing. And apparently Ken Onion's got a relationship with Flavio Ikoma, and Ken's out Hawaii way. Flavio's in Brazil, I believe. And so, but I think they're both members of that International Knife Makers Guild or something. And so, and of course, they're both doing stuff for CRKT. In any case, I like this. I thought this was fun. So I was so intrigued by these that I thought, what else has he done? And he's done this and another one that maybe I'll get up on my channel later. But this one has come and gone. This is not generally in stock necessarily anymore. But I think there are some hanging around in the marketplace that you might be able to get your hands on. This is the 5330. There's a 5335, and it's black blade. And partially serrated. So I just kind of glanced through there, and I'm not really big on black blades necessarily. So yeah, I got this one. I picked this one up off of eBay, actually. And I think I only paid like maybe $40 for it, which I think was a buy. I didn't realize how good a buy it was until I started looking around. And now I'm not seeing anything in this satin version for that kind of price. In any case, this, I'm sorry, I digress. This is an AUS 8 blade, steel. This is aluminum, 6061, cold forged, whatever. And so it's fairly light. And it's got IKBS bearings. It's got the little, logo there. Of course, right? Ikoma, IKBS, same guy, right? So it's got the bearing system. And it flips pretty well. And it's a liner lock. It's just a little over 3 inches here. And it's like 7 1/4 overall. It's very light, not very big. So this is a more compact knife, 2.7 grams. I mean ounces, grams. That'd be an accomplishment. 2.7 ounces, 77 grams. So very, very light knife. Okay, so look at the compact fossil. Not far off. This one way heavier. This is steel handle here. Looks like a little heavier blade stock too. Good question. What's that? So 0.115. That's a little thinner than 1/8 inch. Not quite 3 millimeters. Thickness on the handle here. If we can get onto a high spot, 13 millimeters, about, it's a 1/2 inch, which is pretty crazy, isn't it? This is a little thicker, and it's because of these G10 scales that are added on top. Makes it, this is pretty fat in the hand. This is not quite so much, but I like the design. He's always got that kind of primitive dinosaur thing that kind of strikes me at least a little bit. You know, and this is called the fossil, and this is called the Carnifex, so this was an ancient creature as well. You know, so yeah. I mean, we're going primitive. But this is a cool little pocket clip. See how it trails down here? You know, you can't flip it the other way, though. So it's tip up, right hand, carry only. But AUS, you know, satin blade. Why did you do that hole? Because it needed to be done. That's the reason. There you go. Don't try and make sense of it. It's like anything here. I mean, stylistically, I mean, this does add to the traction and the grip that you get, but also it's just a whole lot of machining. It's a lot of machining. You know, that I think these things were as cheap as like $60, 57 to 60 at one time. And now they're starting to get a little prouder of them on the secondary since they've quit carrying them. There's your liner lock, and that's pretty hooked up right there. 45%, maybe 50%. Easy to disengage. You can see how this is raised above this opposite scale a little bit. Just enough to catch that with your thumb. Not a lot, but a little. So it makes it easy to disengage. It's so weird. It's almost like an assisted. The detent's really, really strong on this. It's like an 8 out of 10. 10 being the strongest. Once you overcome the detent, it just fires out. It's really hard to explain, but it's almost like an assisted, but it's not. But I don't know if you could fail it. No, it's just, no. It is strange. It just flies right out, but it's like such a strong detent that once it overcomes it, it's just like an automatic. It just pops. There's your detent ball in there if you can see it. And yeah, it holds it well. And there's no play in the detent. This one's centered really well. And there's no like blade play or lock rock or anything going on there. So good little knife, really light. You know, 3-inch blade, not terribly, it's not a big knife. See right there, not quite 3 1/4, between an 1/8 and 1/4, which is like, what are we talking here? Oh, 80 millimeters, something like that. Not quite 19 overall, and 7 and a little over 7 1/4 overall. So yeah. Oh, well, I don't know if I ever shoved this in your face. Shove this in your face. Yeah, you know, I pulled this off the net because I was just kind of going through and see who had some knives left. This printed like this. Now, whether they actually have these, it says in stock. I mean, they just did this today. So this is the last day of April 2017. I don't know. In any case, and you can pause and read on here. Talking about the Brotherhood of the International Knife Community, Canadian, Hawaiian knife maker, and Brazilian knife maker, Flavio Ikoma, and, talking to him, maybe giving him a little bit of design direction, blah, blah, blah. And they go on and on. Maybe that's why it's called Going Gear, because they keep going on their description of this knife. So, but it's nice to have this kind of descriptive thing. Your liner's 420J2, stainless. And then they go into the overall stats. AUS 8, hollow grind, drop point, materials, bearing system, IKBS. Sweet knife, huh? I like his designs. I think he does a really good job. It came in this box, which may have been why part of it wasn't so expensive. And there was a little strip across here I took off and took the model number off. So I wrote that on there just to make sure I remembered. It came with a little, pouch and thing. It was brand new. But, whoever got this knife pulled a Gomer like I do every once in a while, which is... I think he thought he was going to get it out like this. It's like, dude, you do know it just like opens like that, right? It's like, oh, crap, now I've destroyed the box. So, yeah, that probably wasn't a real slick move. In any case, it is what it is. Nothing like dire or anything, but I just thought it was fascinating. But yeah, I like his designs. I guess you got that from me. So... this is my favorite, though. This is my favorite still. This is the all-time favorite. This is a great knife. Love, it's big, like 4-inch blade, just a monster. Feels so good in the hands. And everything here is so well-rounded and finished. Different than this one. Different than this Fossil. Fossil, not quite, a little bit edgy here on the back of the blade, and well, the rest of this is not bad. Just seems to be just a little bit of extra refinement with how they rounded the flipper tab, the top of the blade here, just all the little parts. And these scales here, and this is synthetic, so this ain't going to tear up. This takes some impact and stuff and still look pretty good. And then this back spine just kills me. It's just so funny. It's hysterical, but this knife, it's kind of like a bolster lock almost. It's a liner lock, but you see how that is inside that scale. These bearings are really good, and I've had some of their knives with IKBS that just didn't swing well. This one is so smooth and wonderful. It's just great. I know it's a steel handle, so it is a little heavy, but I just love the design of this knife. I love the way they're doing this. It's just such a blast, a kind of bad boy dinosaur thing, which is cool. But, the way this knife feels in your hands, it is just incredible. So that got me going. Of course, I had the Fossil already, and I got the large Fossil as well as this one. But then this little baby doll. And I thought, I got to just check this out. And this is a little light carry knife. So this is a total different deal. But it's kind of like the baby dinosaur, right? It's something, it's under 3 ounces. It's just really light, but it's got all that primitive styling on it. It's just the fact that it's aluminum, and it's AUS 8, so it's good. It's sharp. It's nice. Like the knife. I think it's pretty sharp. Oh, baby, yeah. So, came with a good edge. Just got a little enthusiastic with the box, didn't they? I'm going to let you go. it's just been fun to kick back to this CRKT thing and the Ikoma stuff. I wish him the best. I hope he continues to do this stuff. I love this stuff. I'm totally up with this. Big time. So if you can get a hold of one of these and you like the light, easy carry, and you like this design, knock yourself out. I mean, the darker blades are easier to find, and I saw some on eBay, so they're around $40 or so. This one, I don't know. This might be closer to 70 or 80 if you can get your hands on one. So gets a little bit pricey then, a little pricier than they were back in the day when everybody had them in stock. So that just depends on how much you like it and how much you're willing to pay more to get the non-black blade. Just saying. Thank you for joining me. More stuff coming down the pike. It'll be maybe strange, maybe a little offbeat, but hopefully it'll be of interest to you. It's going to be strange. Yeah, for sure. Take care, my friends. We love them knives. Stay sharp.